Hey everybody, it's Jason Blah here, and I filmed my final Bulgarian workout of the week, and I don't know, this one was interesting because I woke up feeling okay. I woke up feeling fine. I didn't feel trashed. I didn't feel exhausted. Everything felt good. Nothing was sore. I got in and I started training. The ramp-ups felt good. The ramp-ups felt good until I did the final ramp-up. Then I sat down for a few minutes, and I just kind of felt my energy drain before my 475 squat. Like, I realized something wasn't right with my training. My head wasn't right. And again, it wasn't just psychological. There was a psychological response, but that psychological response was telling me, you're at the end of your recovery for this week. It's your last day this week. Sunday's going to be active recovery. You're getting near the end of your recovery. And I almost felt a sadness before I did my squat. And I had to crank some music up to get my mood right. I had to crank my music up to get my mood right. And I went in and did my 475 squat. Now, when I did it, it felt almost like a max. Like I was approaching RPE 10. I was approaching RPE 10. And it felt like a grinder. It felt like a 5 or 6 second rep. But then you guys are going to see in a minute when you watch the rep, I can't tell it watching the footage. What I'm seeing on the camera is nothing like what I felt. Nothing like what I felt. It's kind of funny. We'll get to some of that later in the video. Because here you go. Here's my ramp up, my 375. Yeah, no problem. All right, lightweight. The 475, I knew when I unracked it and walked it back that it was heavy. Like, this did not feel like 475 has felt the rest of the week. Didn't feel the way it's felt the rest of the week. My progress on this is going to start slowing real soon. Because when I get to Saturday, it shouldn't be feeling this way. You know, my 6th squat day. Because usually Sundays, I squat lighter, do active recovery, stuff like that. I mean, I still do some stuff, but it's not like the rest of my other 6 days of the week. So I still train 7 days a week, but it's a lot of active recovery, maybe some light pause squatting, some extra grip work, you know, some barbell complexes or snatches. It's kind of my fun day. It's not this high intensity specificity, but looking at that didn't look bad. I mean, I'm looking at it going, it's like a 2 second rep. I hit depth. I didn't pause. I just did a stretch reflex on that. And I needed to. I think had I paused that, I would have missed it. Now, the bar speed looked good on camera, but that's deceptive. That is deceptive. I'm genetically relatively explosive. I tend to squat very fast, right up until I'm at a failed rep. So for me, that's not an indicator. So some people would look at a lot of those lists and say, what do you mean? That didn't look like a RPE 10. I promise you, had I paused that rep, I would have failed. I promise you, had I put 10 more pounds on there or 15 more pounds on there, I would have failed. And that's just how it is. The bench, I did a nice long pause. Bench felt a bit heavy. Bench felt heavy. It didn't look bad. At least I don't think it did. I'll see on the camera here. It felt slightly grindy near the top, but I got a good pause. But afterwards, my whole left arm was throbbing, the tricep and the bicep. So that started to let me know something wasn't right. That, again, I'm getting overly fatigued. I mean, I hit my numbers, and that's the beauty of it, guys. These daily minimums and some of this stuff, I'm still hitting them at the end of the week, and when I'm not feeling right, my body is feeling almost broke, I'm still getting the lifts. So again, I've picked my numbers pretty wisely for now. Picking it wisely for now. But here we go, we're setting up the bench. I'm trying to get real tight even on this last ramp up too, so that it replicates exactly what I want to do on my final one. Although I do try to get tighter, do try to dig my feet in a little better, all that stuff. But here we go, the 315 bench coming up. We'll see how it looks. I haven't actually watched the footage yet. I'm actually watching it for the first time while I'm doing the voiceover. So I'm going to be curious how it looks. It felt grindy. It felt a little grindy. We're going to watch it and see exactly what it is though. We're going to watch it and see exactly what it is, though. Because I know when I got up off that bench, my whole arm throbbed. And it really messed with me on chin-ups coming up. And actually, guys, I did my workout short. I didn't do workout 2 today. And we'll get into some of that, what that will mean for next week and as far as work capacity and stuff. Because again, my work capacity is pretty high. I can do the 2-a-days most days, but it's that 6 days in a row that's starting to get to me. I'm not quite there yet, particularly with caloric deficit right now. But let's watch how this bench looks. I'll be curious. I haven't seen it. All right, I'm getting set up. I'm in tight. Come down. Pause. Press. Yeah, it's a little grindy near the top. After about the halfway mark, it got a little grindy. Chin-ups. I missed my chin-up today. I know everyone's going to be like, what? You've been doing this both the morning and the evening session. How could you miss it? It's been easy for you. It hasn't been grinders or anything. I know. My left arm was just throbbing. And what happened over here when I got under it, you guys will see the same thing here. The 45, she didn't feel that bad. It didn't feel heavy, but it also didn't go as smooth as I normally do with the 45 either. So again, it's that weekly fatigue has really, really accumulated by doing these 2 sessions every day. And for those unaware, I'm doing my first 3 lifts in one session, and then I do the others in the second session. So the 45 felt okay, but it did feel a little heavier than usual. Although I went right up, you couldn't tell it looking at it, right? We get over here to the 90. All right, I got the dead hang. I got it 2/3 of the way up, and as you guys will see when I get there, I just gave out. Like, there was no grinding, there was no struggling. I got 2/3 of the way up, and my muscles just relaxed. They flat relaxed, like my biceps just completely unengaged. And I just dropped back down. Like, there's no grind, it's just a drop. And it was kind of like I thought I was going to get it for a second because I didn't feel anything wrong. I just started pulling myself up, and then my strength just disappeared. Pretty much my peripheral nervous system just kind of turned loose and said, okay, we're done, let go. Which is what we'll see right here. And, all right, see, I get down here, I do the dead hang, right there, and I just stopped. It just came down. I couldn't do it. My strength disappeared. I couldn't even hold myself up. So my peripheral nervous system is done for the week. I'm at my limits. This is all I can handle for now. Now, I had been doing some extra grip work and stuff too. That's probably contributing, but I need to get my grip on point. I need to spend a couple months getting my grip back, getting my hook grip on point so that when I get to that 500 squat every day, I can start deadlifting again. And I can start deadlifting again every day. We'll ramp it up slow. So what does this mean? This means, well, I've reached my limits for the week. I had to skip my 2-a-day for the final day of the week. Tomorrow I'm going to do active recovery. I'm going to come in Monday. And if the ramp-ups feel good, I'm going to increase 5 pounds again. But I suspect this is my last week of a 5-pound increase. It's my last week on the squat doing that. And that'll be one hell of a run of it. Without any real stalls, to go from a 405 daily to a 480 daily in 3 months. 75-pound increase on my daily minimum on my squat. I'm not done progressing. I will get that 500 before my next DEXA scan. So what I'm going to do after this next week, I'm going to have to start going in 2.5-pound jumps. I'm going to use my microplates. And I'm going to slowly keep working it up. We're going to keep this chin-up specialization. The chin-up, I guess it gave out at the end, mainly because, again, I've done so much heavy chinning for me this week by doing 90 pounds, which is basically the heaviest I've done with good technique and good speed without a grinder, whereas 100 were grinders for me the 2 times I did it. Doing it 2-a-days, I've gained strength on it. I got better and better through the week, but then I reached my limit. I'm at my recovery limit for the week. I need that day of active recovery. I need this second half of the day off. And I'm going to come back in Monday, come back in fresh, and I'm going to kill it. We're going to come in and we're going to make a little bit of progress, and we're going to keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. That's how this program works. But there are times, man, when you just got to know you reach your limit for the day like I did today, and you've got to know when to throw in the towel and say, okay, I hit my daily minimums on the 2 most important lifts. I'm done. I can't do anything else. It's my last training day of the week. I'm done. And sometimes you've got to learn to just say that. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.